Hello everyone, this is Moncef Afkir, and thank you so much for joining us in this new call of Your Divine Uniqueness. So happy to connect with you again here, so thank you so much for your presence. And also very excited that Vandana Aura is back on the show. She joins us every season and really love the energy that she brings, the healing and journeys that she guides us into. Which are always very profound, very transformational, and also receive really great feedback from you guys who experienced that in the past, and how profound your experiences were with Vandana. So very excited that she's here with us today, and we will be talking about divine feminine ascension medicine for soul loss, spiritual illness, and pandemic stress. Also she will guide us on a multidimensional soul retrieval journey today, and also we'll have a Q&A later on the call where you can ask your questions. So for that, as always, if you are on the phone, you can raise your hand by pressing *2, and if you are on the webcast page, you can type in your questions on the question box. And before we start, I would love to share with you a little bit about Vandana, for those of you who are new to her. So Vandana Aura was gifted her name by her spiritual teacher, Mata Amrita Tananda Mai, affectionately known as Amma, the Hugging Saint from India. The Sanskrit word Amma means mother. Vandana was gifted her sacred name by her divine mother to embody the qualities of motherly love, benevolence, kindness, and compassion. She is the creator and guardian light of Vandana Light Healing, and is a divine channel, soul guide, angelic shaman, energy healer, mentor, and ascension teacher whose sole role is to inspire and empower all sentient beings. And so with that, Vandana, very happy to have you with us today.
Thank you so much. It's always an honor and a pleasure, and truly a gift to be with you, Moncef. Thank you so much for inviting me back again.
Thank you. Maybe in the beginning we can, if you can tell us maybe a little bit about your perspective about what is happening now, especially during like this year with the pandemic and so many other things happening, and what is the role of the divine feminine in this journey?
Yeah, it's definitely it feels like it is like we are kind of coming full circle and allowing space for the reemergence of the goddess, Divine Mother, Sophia, Mary, whatever you would like to call this creatrix frequency of loving kindness and this nurturing, available, accessible, sort of kind, nourishing presence in our lives. This is divine feminine medicine is ancient. I mean, I was just reading recently that in history, in the history of the world, I mean, the first earth physicians, the first female physicians, doctors were, it dates all the way back to 200 CE in ancient Greece. And so I find it really fascinating that, even up till to the 11th and 12th century, that female doctors were also healers and doulas and botanists and herbalists and therapists, and even they practiced hypnosis and all types of mind, body, somatic treatments. I find it really interesting that a lot of this information seems to have gone lost, but it's definitely stored in the Akashic records in all galaxies and realities. And with all of the harshness, division, bifurcation, meaning like the split, the separation and division of people, of timelines, of dimensions, it feels like the only cure, remedy, and solution for this global pandemic is oneness, is the recipe and the remedy of just oneness and unity consciousness. And so even divine feminine, this divine feminine energy, as we know, it's been suppressed, and women throughout the, in medieval times, and, all the way back to the witch hunts. And we know that a lot of the divine feminine wisdom and intelligence and this sort of nature-based treatments have really gone unnoticed and suppressed. As a matter of fact, so the first female physicians in ancient Egypt were not allowed to legally practice their medicine. And so we know that medicine is a very broad category, and that, it involves the mind, the body, energy. Everything is energy. And so the allopathic, medicine that has been, widely practiced in the world for I don't know how long, but it's been a really long time, is really really different from this, sort of like divine feminine energy, which is gentler. It's more, I would say, it allows for more receptivity, flexibility, fluidity, flow. It's not invasive. It's not aggressive. Even if there is some type of an imbalance, that's addressed holistically, generally holistically. And this is not necessarily a gender-based realization or observation. It's more like men and women both carry feminine and masculine energy. So, and there are many men who have this amazing empathic sensitivity as well, and then some women that don't seem to have it, or maybe repressed it or blocked it in some way. So I have been, really sort of receiving a lot of divine downloads that at this time, with the pandemic, this global crisis and chaos on the planet, with this mass confusion that's just separating us, that we need to kind of embody this state of equanimity, meaning staying calm and composed in the face of, invisible threats. And chaos, because we don't know where this virus, how, it's even exactly transmitted, or what could happen if we ever sort of catch it. So we work with this divine feminine energy medicine from the goddesses, from the priestesses, who were not only known as doctors, even though they weren't allowed to call themselves doctors, but they were known as midwives or doulas or even magicians, or mostly healers. And I believe that all doctors should be healers, and that all healers are doctors, and that we need a sort of more inclusive, integrative approach to modern-day medicine. And so that's why, the ancient Egyptian healers, goddesses like Sekhmet and Bastet, who carry these sort of lioness, fierce and fearless feminine energy, have been coming through lately to empower us, to empower men and women, and no matter what gender you identify with, in a body. So also the energy of compassion seems to be really missing or lost in the medical field, in this 3D reality, and it feels like it needs to change and transform into something more loving, more harmonious, but more intuitive, more compassionate, and so that when we go to a doctor and we feel heard, and the underlying root cause of whatever this physical illness is addressed, so that we're not just treating symptoms, with a Band-Aid type of quick fix solution, like take this pill, this red pill or this purple pill, but really that we treat the whole mind and body system. And that's part of the divine feminine medicine field, and it's practiced in all dimensions and traditions. So we're talking about shamanism, we're talking about, the medicine Buddhas, all types of healing traditions from all countries, cultures, and civilizations, dating all the way back to Lemuria, Atlantis, and even Sirius, where we know that we have the galactic surgeons like Dr. Lorfan operating in the Great White Lodge there. And he has his own sort of galactic team with Arcturian assistants and, medical advisors, etheric acupuncturists. They're all set up there. We're the ones that need the most help right now. And it doesn't seem like the answer lies in war, division, or aggression. And that we are ready to move beyond survival mode, which many of us find ourselves in for far too long, which is really not so good for our nervous system. It's not good for our immunity system, and the only way to break through this fear is to feel more connected instead of isolated. And that's why I want to remind everyone that we can never be alone or disconnected, even though it feels these days in this pandemic timeline like we are in quarantine, or we're being punished, or, like suffering needlessly. So I like to call in this sort of softer, kinder, more benevolent and compassionate type of divine feminine sensitive medicine, this soul medicine, to help people on a soul level, to break free, I guess you can say, of soul loss, soul trauma, on a soul level, on a cellular level, not just externally, but mostly internally. And this is a great opportunity for us, even though, we feel so restricted and isolated. We can do the inner work. We have the time now where we can do it, but we could also stay connected, on Zoom and, virtually with each other, or just, catching up with friends on a phone call, like the old-fashioned way. We need to stay connected, but I think it's really important that this divine feminine medicine return to this planet now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing about that. And also, like we've seen there is a call-in about connecting with the divine feminine medicine and bringing this soul medicine more powerfully to our reality, and we feel more and more people interested in that, and also using it in their healing journey, looking for alternatives that can really help them in their healing journey.
Yeah, and this type of medicine includes everything. It's all inclusive. No one is left out. It's actually what you would think of as like advanced medical care. It's totally free, it's equal, and it's all inclusive. And that means it's sort of like whatever type of specialist, doctor, surgeon that you need, whatever treatment specialist that you really need will become available to you once you know what it is that you're asking for, and once you sort of learn how to channel them and connect with these deities. I call them divine doctors or spirit surgeons or star shamans, because we're surrounded by them, and like the Buddhas, the medicine Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and Goddess Tara, I've been also playing a lot with white Tara and green Tara and their mantras and yantras and mandalas, and also Kuan Yin, the mother doctors or goddess mothers, these are, if we haven't been properly parented or raised by, a mother figure that was available to hear us, to help us, to empower us or encourage our gifts, then especially that's why I have Amma as my guardian, my mother guardian, and she's a self-realized master. She's an avatar. She's a saint. But, you don't have to have a divine doctor show up in the physical. The idea here is to connect to the inner realms. And also, why do we connect to the inner realms? Because that's where all the answers are. All the solutions and the cures that are available in our hearts, in our cells, in our DNA, we're hardwired to be healers and doctors and to be our own spirit guide and guardian angel. So we really we're born with this natural intuition, and it feels like we're all being called upon to become our own sort of inner guru or master, right? Our own expert or advocate or specialist in our own bodies and minds, so we can sort of diagnose ourselves and learn how to work with our energy, how to scan our field, how to practice safe sort of spiritual hygiene, right? So taking care of our mind-body health, and giving ourselves Reiki and whatever it takes, really like trusting the wisdom of our bodies and noticing if we need to change our diet, or if something doesn't feel right when we put our hands, on our hearts or on our, bellies. Does something feel off? Like really, really become our own doctors. And I feel like that's what is meant to happen right now, because we're moving so rapidly into the Aquarian age, and this is the era where we are our own masters, and we don't depend or codepend on anyone outside of ourselves to fix us, because there's nothing wrong with us, first of all, but also because we're the only ones that really, once we allow that trust to flow, then we're the only ones that could really help ourselves. We're the only ones that know what happened, when we were growing up or when this all started. We have to really be accountable and responsible as adult bodies, and care for our inner child and our child bodies too, but not depend on the outside world to rescue us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And also part of that, it's really important to build a deeper relationship with our body and try to listen to the messages that we receive from it, because this will also help us to master our own healing abilities and also taking care of ourselves.
Yes, because what other choice do we really have in the matter? I mean, now, first of all, not everyone can financially afford good quality medical care or holistic, homeopathic doctors, naturopaths, or, even an acupuncture treatment or a massage. And so, we can work etherically and energetically. We can call in these helpers, our allies, these power protectors. And they take all different forms, It could even be, not just an angel, but it could be a totem animal guide. That is our best medicine. Like lately I've been working with bear spirit, with bear medicine. And I looked it up the other day, and it said something about, well, of course there's like bear claw medicine and bearberry, but a lot of that has to do with like hibernation and going inside and, you know, sort of going in your own bear cave or your womb cave, you know, that kind of thing. For the winter, really resting and reflecting, especially it's, you know, it's pretty much like winter here in the U.S. and it's getting dark early outside. And now is the time that we could take full advantage to rest and rejuvenate, recalibrate, really rehabilitate, and not only our physical bodies, but the root of any type of physical illness or imbalance, which is always spiritual and emotional. And even in shamanism, they say that sickness starts on a soul level. So we're looking into different types of pathogens and viruses and pollutants that can actually poison our minds, our spirits, and of course our nervous systems, especially now we're so peaked and we're in this high alert survival mode, which is really unnatural to sustain for such a long amount of time. It almost feels like we're at war, war to, you know, kind of survive and just to stay alive these days, which is really, really hard and difficult for a lot of us. And that's why it's such an important reminder to not feel that you're alone in the world, that you're an outcast, or that you are sort of like an adult orphan and you're like a bystander, or you know what I mean, like you're on the outside of things. It's important to feel like to start creating an action plan now. I've been doing that because I want to move. My son and I have been wanting to move for a really long time, and we thought, well, if not now, then when? You know, pandemic or not, or no pandemic, right? So as long as we're practicing, you know, safe protocols and all of the things that we need to stay protected and to protect ourselves and others, then it's still okay to move about in the world, not to hide from the world, but to really come up with an authentic action plan. And it's something to inspire you, something that you've always wanted to do, that you've been putting off or distracted, that you couldn't do before because you were so busy, right? And now that we're kind of slowing down, we can allow ourselves to really imagine and envision, use our greatest imagination to really kind of like view our lives from a higher perspective and to come up with a practical but magical and alchemical plan of action, a divine action plan. And that means listening, slowing down, just dropping into this emptiness, this stillness, this mindfulness. And all of these tools really help with trauma, really help to regulate our nervous systems. And, you know, that's what I've been doing, is taking steps every day to move toward the realization, the fulfillment of my life plan. You know, and it's like, what is your life plan? What brings you the greatest joy? What would be something you've been putting off that you could actually do now with this extra time on your hands, with all the, you know, sort of having to be inside so often, or, you know, maintain social distance from your closest friends, you know, so that it's like Thanksgiving, which we just had a few days ago, it's all about gratitude. And although things seem extremely rough, inflamed, and everything seems to be escalating, there's always still something to be grateful for. And even if you can only identify one thing, and just to focus on that, on what you have and the blessings and not what you don't have. But that's where the divine feminine sort of spirituality comes into play. This is ancient, but it feels new to so many people who are not used to a more loving and compassionate type of energy medicine. And we know, being a medical Reiki master, an intuitive healer, that Reiki is also a complementary alternative medicine that's practiced in hospitals for probably at least 20 years now. And even that is kind of scary that it was just accepted only 20 or 25 years ago. It's still not where it should be, technically, but it is a complementary energy medicine. Now, I'm not saying to, if you are under strict medical care, supervision, if you have a serious illness, still, of course, continue your, traditional medical treatments, whatever it is, but just know that these doctors, these divine feminine doctors, even physicians, healers, they also can create miraculous outcomes on this planet. They even work with the higher selves of your allopathic doctors, right? And they come to you at night in dream time, and they download you with different solutions that would be a lot more gentle on your system. That wouldn't mean that you have to, have like a really difficult, long, dangerous surgery or take toxic prescriptions, that could also affect your systems too. So it means coming up with different solutions that you hadn't thought of on your own. When you really tap into that, I say that Buddha field or that Christed field of emotional intelligence and wisdom. So that's where they come in and work on you in dream time. They kind of reset you, they rewire you, they, allow you to sort of wake up feeling refreshed and feeling inspired and feeling actually happy to be on this planet and hopeful. And that's my greatest wish, is to really, as a bodhisattva myself, I'm a Buddhist practitioner, is to really end suffering for all sentient beings in any way I can. And maybe not to end suffering in one day, but to at least relieve suffering as much as possible, or release the symptoms, unravel the symptoms of suffering. I was reading a quote the other day that said, pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. So we don't necessarily have to suffer, but even if we're in pain, mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual pain. And so that's what we're talking about. We're talking about healing medicine.
Absolutely. That's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Vandana. And I feel maybe it's the right time in now to guide us on the multidimensional journey, and also where we can really experience what you were talking about the divine feminine medicine and soul medicine.
Beautiful. The most important thing to really reduce your cortisol levels, your stress, to de-adrenalize you, is to just sit. Even if you sit in a chair for 10 minutes a day, or even 5 minutes a day in the beginning, and just to listen to your breath, just to place your hands on your body. You can warm them up by rubbing them together and making like a fire, and heating up your healing hands, your golden hands of light. Everyone has them, whether you're a Reiki master or not, it doesn't matter. And then just placing them on your body, scanning your energy field, your aura, and just noticing what's happening, right? Slowing down and placing one hand on the heart, and the other could be over your belly or over your dantian, which is right below your navel, and just noticing what's happening, what's happening in your body, what's happening in your mind, what's happening to your spirit. Does your spirits feel high, or do they feel low? Do you need more energy or less energy, right? And just asking your higher self, your I Am Presence, your Divine Mother, Sophia, Mary Magdalena, Mariam, Tara, Kuan Yin, and all of the shamanic medicine women, the grandmothers, elders, curanderas, so the medicine women who carry their Ikado medicine songs, the plant medicine, nature spirit medicine, the devas, the celestial solar angels, the Lady Masters, the Archeas, which are the divine feminine complement of the masculine versions of the archangels that most of us are familiar with. Each one has a twin flame or a divine complement. So we're calling in this divine feminine energy, not in any particular form of a body, just the energy and the frequency of love, of grace, of space, and of emptiness. And just noticing what's happening and calming your inner child down, sinking into the stillness, the softness, the wholeness of you, the holiness of you, and allowing this calm medicine, this frequency, inside your own inner heart's pharmacy to start moving you, to start flowing through you, opening your wings, and calling in Goddess Isis too right now, and the lioness, fierce, fearless feminine medicine of the lioness Goddess Sekhmet, Bastet, this very independent kind of spiritually discerning frequency, this mastery, and allowing the top of you to open up, open out, and the bottom of you to ground, and breathing in all the light from above you, that sort of a 5-pointed or 6-pointed star, and breathing in the warmth of the suns from Venus, from Sirius, from Atlantis, and notice Arcturus is the Arcturian energies, this blue light, these blue suns are starting to kind of open, expand, and all the planets are pretty much going direct now, so just tuning into this full moon energy right now. Even though there's a lunar eclipse today, let's call in the moon priestesses and goddesses and create our own ceremonial ritual of empowerment, mastery, empowering our own minds and bodies to feel healthy, whole, holy, and wholesome again. And now with all of these spirit guides and guardians around you, encircling you, protecting you, backing and blessing you, just allow yourself to visit your favorite space in nature, in the woods, in the forest. I'm going to bring in the 20th Tara ritual, Loma, the guardian of the forest energies, to kind of start gathering up the leaves, the medicinal leaves and the herbs, and presenting them in the middle of this circle of light. We're all holding hands on the outside. The inner circle, we're going to call in Goddess Caridwen, who's actually a white Welsh witch and sorceress, and she's like a crone or an elder figure. So we're going to invite her in and start to scan you and diagnose you, and all the divine ancient Egyptian doctors are also kind of lining up and standing on the outer circle, but there's beautiful big cauldron. There's a fire that's lit already, and just breathing in the pines, the smell of peppermint and eucalyptus from the trees, the very tall oak and yew and sequoia trees, the ancient, wise old trees, right? Allow all of nature to invigorate you. Good. And the medicines are being gathered from the flowers, from the trees, from the barks, from the bear spirits, from all of your totem animal guides and guardians. And notice the wise white owl flying above you, or maybe a falcon or a hawk or an eagle, reminding you that you're already a being that deserves to be free, liberated and free from all bondage, enslavement, and suffering. So breathing in that energy from the clean, pristine air, this very fresh oxygen, and connecting to your goddess, your moon priestess, the sun discs, solar discs above you. And now grounding all of this rich ruby rainbow energy into and through from the top to the bottom of you. And just feel it cleansing, purifying, awakening, expanding, and melting, softening any numbness, any frozenness, melting the walls around your heart, the armor around your body, and just unzip yourself and throw all of that dense armor into this fire pit, into this cauldron that's brewing, burning and casting away all 3D density, doubt, duality, debris. All of that is just now being cleansed and purified, sort of naturally, gently, non-invasively. And we have the Lemurian laser light treatment workers. So laser light surgery is an ultraviolet light that's just shooting out from the center of this cauldron. And it's extending and radiating and vibrating and pulsating to each and every one of you, moving into your heart with these brilliant, bright laser beams, these golden and silver and platinum ultraviolet light that's just melting, dissolving any foreign entities or energies that you empathically took in, swallowed, accepted. So allow any occupants or visitors or hijackers that don't belong in your system to be shown back to the light. And coming in to this portal, this stargate, this pyramid of light, the stars, just the star medicine just trickling in, coming in, descending down through your crown. Just see if you can almost taste the sweetness of this honey nectar liquid light, this mothering, nurturing, nourishing, intelligent light. Feel it just entering in through the pores of your skin, through all the openings. And feel it just really flowing into your skin, your muscles, relaxing you, allowing you to rest and digest this, all the pandemic fear, stress, sadness, depression, isolation, contraction, and allowing the star medicine to cleanse, wash, bathe, and bless your trillions of cells that you're made of. Cleanse, wash, bathe, and bless your muscle memories, your limbic system, amygdala. Open your third, fourth, and fifth multidimensional, highest, truest star visions. The curanderas, the medicine women, the shamanistas, all coming in with their potions, their lotions, their remedies. Extracting what's no longer needed, gently, softly, respectfully, honoring wherever you are right now. Letting go of all judgments, doubts, fears, loss, and allowing these galactic, ancestral, guardian, ancient guardian grandmothers from earth, sky, and stars, from every planet, every dimension, every holistic healing tradition, to resurrect you, to rebirth you with this divine, feminine, natural, holistic medicine. With the blue lotuses, the white and pink lotuses, the lotus flowers, from the gardens that you walked in, from the holy lands you slept in. We're going to invite in now all the holy Essenes from the deserts, from the temples, from the gardens, from the forests, from the pyramids, from native grounds, inviting in your tribes, your families, your communities that accept you just as you are. And notice that you're receiving, you're asked to lie down on the grass, these kind of soft, cushiony feeling of deep rest, and almost like you're in a trance-like state in between dimensions. And here you're resting and trusting and receiving this divine feminine medicine. Instead of resisting, you're just relaxing, resting, digesting, receiving, opening, expanding. Receiving the best, most appropriate mind-body medicine, whatever that is, therapies, psychologies, from the top specialists who are really touching your skin and your body with loving kindness, respectfully, gratefully, holistically, rebalancing you, resetting you. And you can ask for whatever it is that you need, that you feel is missing right now, asking them to fill in the holes, the cracks, and the crevices of all the voids and the emptiness you've been feeling in this pandemic, epidemic timeline. And the 20th white Tara is in charge of saving you and saving all beings from plagues, pestilence, and pandemics, from all forms of contagious diseases, whether it's mental, emotional, psychological, neurological, or energetic, whether it's physical, spiritual, illness or sickness, weakness or imbalance. So allow her to bring in her uptala, flowers, mandarava, flowers that she's tossing all around you. Spraying you with holy waters, Florida waters. This is Olympia shamanic soul session, restoring you, restoring your gifts, but also extracting others' empathically absorbed energies. And the Lemurian ultraviolet laser lights at the same time are still running to deactivate and detach cords, tags, imprints, implants, and attachments that do not, never have, and never will serve or support you. So just notice that all the shackles, the coverings, the blocks all around you that make you feel cut off, depleted, disconnected from Source, from Sophia, from Mother Ajna, Mother, Father, God, Goddess, Creator, Creatrix, from the universe of all universes, from the suns, the moons, the elements of nature. So allow all of this medicine to come rushing in gently, softly, non-invasively, with your permission, in the best way for you to receive it and embody this newness, this freshness, this beauty, this vitality, this purity, and this energy, your original soul energy. And now you're being introduced to a brand new 5D spirit guide, guardian, and protector. And notice what this kind, compassionate, loving being looks like, feels like. But allow yourself to take in and drink in this energy, this feminine energy. Intuitive, natural, loving, kind energy. And allow yourself to just be smudged and saged with copal and frankincense and white sage, green sage. Feel the smoke just kind of removing the stickiness, the dirtiness, the dross, the density, the debris, all disharmony and dis-ease that has ever affected your mind, your heart, your gut, your bodies. Drinking in that medicine, swallowing that divine feminine medicine prescription that suits you, that serves you, that supports and enlightens you, that really awakens you from slumber, from amnesia, from sleeping. Taking this medicine of awakening and the curanderas are now taking an egg and rolling it over your skin from the top to the bottom of you, the left to the right sides of you. And it's removing, peeling away, rolling off and away from you any discordant, difficult energies. Just notice where you can breathe more deeply now. As these shamanic soul guardians, masters, elders, grandmothers know what's wrong. They know telepathically what hurts, what feels off, how they can make it better, even if you do not. They have the answers, the cures, the remedies, the recipes, and the solutions. So notice that you're receiving healing from the inner circle, the outer circle, and all around you, in the north, south, east, west, above you, below you, and breathing in all of this starry night sky energy, this mysterious womb energy, rebirthing energy. And give everything in confidence, in courageousness. Give all your worries, fears, your 8 greatest fears to the goddesses, the priestesses, the healers, the magicians, doctors, and the first female physicians, all coming in from ancient lands, Egypt, Greece, from the Holy Lands. And notice that Goddess Isis is still with you, hovering above you and behind you, and opening your heart wings, expanding them, and notice that you could feel her wings touching your wings. And allow yourself to grow bigger and bigger, greater and greater, vaster and vaster, until you take up that whole night sky. And notice that your 5D guide is standing right in front of you now, and has always been right before your very eyes, always been there for you. But now you can finally see this divine deity, your greatest ally, supporter, advocate, doctor and healer, the one that's always available 24/7 to see you, to treat you, to diagnose you, and to help you heal and recover from everything that you've lived through. So allow yourself to meet and merge with this essence, this sweetness, this comforter, this supporter. And notice that your 5D guardian has already written a prescription for you to take, to hold. Open your hands and receive this with an open-hearted receptivity, reciprocity. You can also offer this spirit guardian, the soul guide, and offer a gift in return to show your gratitude and appreciation for coming for visiting with you, for sitting with you, for lying down with you, for holding and embracing you, for wrapping you, swaddling you in the arms of love and kindness, of acceptance. And when you feel ready, you can bow to her, to this being, this divine, feminine, medicine, being. And allow her to return or stay with you, to sleep with you, to cover you, to blanket you with all the medicine you need to get better fast, rapidly, easily, gently, swiftly, to give you all the guidance and assistance, the answers, the solutions, whatever it is that you feel is missing, that you can now find again. That's already stored deep within your own soul. And when you're ready, allow yourself to give yourself a sort of nice big hug. Just really wrapping your own wings, your arms around your own body, massaging your own body with the herbal oils, with the flowers, with the aroma therapies, with everything you need to accentuate and enhance all of your senses. So breathing in the roses, or whatever it is that makes you feel more alive, more present, more authentically you. Yeah. All the masks have dropped, the armor has dropped, the veils have dropped, standing in the light under the silvery moon, exposed, vulnerable, yet safe, grounded in nature, connected, appreciated, and loved. And thank your guides, your 5D guardian, for coming and finding you and being there for you always, not only just tonight, but always and always when you call. So taking your time and returning back from this journey, this sacred, holy journey in this dreamscape. Breathing, noticing your breath as you inhale and exhale even longer. Releasing whatever it is that you still may be holding onto or clinging onto. Releasing all attachments, clinging, cravings, and just feeling whole and fulfilled just as you are in this moment. And that in this moment, everything is okay. And because you're still breathing and you're in a body that's living, you're meant to be here. And seeing if you could find a little smile on your lips. And just stretching your back and finding a comfortable space to return, open your eyes, and feel safe no matter what's happening around us. In the midst of all of this pandemic chaos, you can still take these inner journeys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vandana. Yeah, I really loved it. It was very gentle, very soothing and calming, and yeah, like you said, it was really very safe space that we always can experience and have this profound experience. So thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Yay. Yeah. It was very gentle and very kind energy.
Right.
And I think that that's exactly what everyone that's listening, that tuned in, deserves to be attuned to, right? At one with, to align to this kindness, because there's just the opposite of that right now in so many places in the world. So we want to return and invite that energy back in. And in order to attract it, we must first embody it ourselves and be kind and gentle to ourselves, right? That's what the internist or the internal medicine doctors say. First, it starts with us. And then we can have the energy to help others, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And yeah, everyone, we'd love to hear from you. What did you experience? You can type it on the webcast page, on the question box, or when we will take questions, you can raise your hand by then. So yeah, so in a little bit, actually we will start in a little bit taking questions. So again, for that, if you are on the phone or the web call, you can raise your hand by pressing *2. And also for those of you on the webcast page, you can type in your questions on the question box. And yeah, Vandana, before receiving questions from our audience, I would love if you can share with us about the program you are offering to our audience today,
Yes,
which is about the Divine Feminine Ascension Medicine, and it has 3 packages. The first one includes 10 interdimensional sound retrieval audios and videos, and also a one-on-one etheric acupuncture, galactic healing session, and then a 5-week soul retriever practitioner program. So yeah, it's really excited, and I would love if you can share about that with us. And yeah, just one more thing.
I'd love to. I'm really sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, just I want to let our audience to, so I invite everyone to visit the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, VANDANA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the webcast page or later on the replay page. So, yeah, so Vandana, can you please share with us about this program?
Of course. Absolutely. I'm honored to. Thank you, Moncef. So I'm really proud of this package. I'm really a lot of energy and just support has come through to really help as many people as possible with this Divine Feminine Ascension medicine. And we know that all of this pandemic stress and that the root of the physical, infectious illness is always starts with the mind, with our thoughts, with our beliefs, with our emotions. But, really if we're sort of starts on a spiritual level first. And we also know that, the soul, if we've experienced a lot of loss in this life or in other lives, or even if we came in just feeling we're missing something, like we lost something, whether it's our gifts or part of us that we left behind, and our powers in another reality. So we know that this is all everything that's happening is part of the pre-ascension process, so we could all sort of wake up together, and that kind of leveling the plane of existence, because everyone is experiencing this at the same time. So no one is sort of better or worse off than others in a way. We can all sort of relate to it. It's not there's a crisis in just one part of the world. It's everywhere, globally, right? So together we can come up with a solution. So my sole role basically is to help you to kind of regulate your systems and give you just more insights, greater insights, and an emotional toolbox that has everything that you need so you don't have to suffer from, whatever the symptoms that you're suffering from are. This is about resiliency, even in isolation. So, like I said before, pain is inevitable. We know that we live in this reality where there's going to be all forms of pain, birth, aging, sickness, death, decay, rebirth. We know these are the cycles of samsara, right? But at the same time, suffering is always sort of optional. So I put together this package which invites in all forms of intuitive, gentle, safe, but very ancient forms of energy medicine in these deities, these divine feminine mothers and sort of sisterhoods and medicine Buddhas, bodhisattvas that carry this really fierce, feminine, and fearless type of energy. So this is from all traditions, all dimensions. So I'll just tell you a little bit about it because, of course, you can go into the page and read all about it and take this medicine. That's actually good for you. That doesn't take a long time to work and doesn't have any, scary or dangerous toxic side effects. So package A contains 10 different audios and videos. And a lot of these are webinars that are about 2 to 2.5 hours long. So you have a lot of juicy, creative energy here to really sort of unravel, all the knots, all the heaviness, because there's a lot of heaviness on the planet. That's another thing I was going to mention before. And this heaviness is the opposite of the lightness that we're meant to feel. And in order to transcend or ascend into a luminous rainbow light body, we have to drop the density. And that means sitting and emptying yourself in this very mindful, conscious way. And in order to make meditation a little bit easier, to quiet down all the voices in your head that tend to get louder when you just meditate in silence, I wanted to make it easier so you could listen to my replays and meditate with me at the same time and leave these recordings on to clear and unlock any blocks even while you're sleeping, to really get your energy back, to wake up just feeling different, just more hopeful, just more revitalized. I guess that's the word I want to say. So, there are so many different ways to heal, and when you listen to each one of these videos or audios, the medicine, the energies, the frequencies really help to ground you, expand you, but also to reconnect you again with Source. So the first one is about just really a divine soak and cosmic float in a soul spa sanctuary. And that's really, really good for insomnia, for phobias, or just a general sense of overwhelm, which so many of us are feeling. This is about 104 minutes long. So this is 60 and, it's close to 2 hours. This is a soul journey where you visit the helpers, the healers, the doctors, the avatars, and these soul attendants that, kind of treat you and pamper you, even when you can't do this for yourself. So when you go to sleep, you sleep a lot better too. Number 2 is a star medication sleep intervention for mental restlessness and emotional hyperarousal or hypervigilance. And so many of us are being re-triggered with symptoms of PTSD. So the original wounds that we thought that we handled and that we, healed, that are all done and taken care of, seem to be popping up again, right? Because they're seeking a solution. They're seeking closure and completion. So this is a star medication sleep intervention, meaning that as you're sleeping, you'll receive all of these wonderful visitations and interventions from Melchizedek, from Metatron, from Mahatma, from all these Shakti, divine feminine energies. And this is where you get to visit your own inner temples of rest and recovery. The third one is a morning awakening meditation, which I wanted to share with everyone because it's a shorter way of kind of like elevating your energy or uplifting you or kind of like bringing you back to your own body. So many of us kind of like are hovering around our own bodies. We're not really feeling embodied because it feels almost scary sometimes to have a body, or what if something happens and our bodies become sick or ill. And this allows you to really feel healthy, to really own your body, to awaken every morning with a sense of hopefulness. And so this is a chakra balancing morning meditation. It also helps if you're suffering from any types of creative lockdown, right, where you're feeling blocked and just feeling so scattered and split that it's really hard to focus. Number 4 is the Green Tower Protection Activation, and this is an MP4 video where you learn her mantras, her mudras, her mandalas, her prayers, offerings, songs, to really receive a greater sense of encouragement, but also courage, confidence, and self-compassion. And you'll also listen to solfeggio sound healing frequencies that are kind of charged with light codes and star codes and all types of rebirthing intervention. So a lot of protection from the Om Tade Tutade Ture Soha. That's Green Tara's mantra. She's a sort of youthful, very playful, active version of White Tara. So she's a Green Tara, which helps you return back to nature, back to your roots. Number 5 is a Kuan Yin Lavender Flame Temple Transmission and this is, I recorded this for people to listen to as often as you need to, for, just to access a greater sense of mercy and self-forgiveness, as well as compassion to all that you've lived through, right? All that you've been exposed to and all the lives that you've ever had. So this is where you'll visit Mother Kuan Yin's Temple of Mercy, Forgiveness, and Compassion. This is where you'll be taken by the hand and led all the way deep inside the inner chambers and temple rooms in a holy puja or a fire ceremonial ritual. And this is meant to really reawaken your lotus heart, opening it wide. So still feeling whatever you're feeling, but honoring it and breathing through it and not numbing out, right? Or not feeling that you need to be drawn to any unhealthy addictions. So this is the Kuan Yin. I've been working a lot with her mantra, which I won't give away right now. But in this recording, you'll be entrained or attuned or activated to a greater sense of spacious, loving kindness, so that this is really about radical self-acceptance. Number 6 is a solar silk light infusion for depression, frustration, and overstimulation. And this is where you'll meet all of the solar angels, solar logos, solar Christos, all of the deities that come from the sun. Amaterasu, who's a Japanese solar goddess. You'll be taken on a journey to Arcturus and star Sirius, to Venus, to melt the emotional numbness. The Arcturians are specialists in working on the electrical and emotional bodies. So this will help to also heal and seal any energy leakages, any rips or holes in your Dantian, Hara, and womb chakra. So this is a way that you can sort of really reconnect with the light of the sun. Number 7 is an intergalactic soul integration transmission with star shamans, medicine elders, and spirit surgeons. And you can see in the image, if you're following along with me, that I have your nature guardians, the devas, the elders in the most remote towns and villages and caves of light. You know, these are the galactic kachinas, the curanderas that I was talking to you about, the messengers of light, the intermediaries between earth and sky and the stars, between the inner earth and the this earth, between all the, you know, the worlds. So they carry that mothering, nurturing medicine, returning your shining, shimmering soul pieces, your soul gifts, your soul light, your soul voice, your soul truth, and your unique soul signature, because we know that any inauthentic parts of ourselves that are being exposed to so much light are just crumbling and collapsing, and there's really nowhere to hide or run from ourselves or escape anymore. So we're really in it for the long term, right? So we want to call back as much of our strength, of our courage, of our resiliency, and really feel backed, blessed, and resourced by these amazing medicine women, these wise women, from the jungles, from the forest, right, from these, you know, from the Amazon, from all of the remote places in the world, from Siberia, Mongolia, from the Himalayas. So it's very, very very helpful energies to feel sort of like you have your powers back again. Like it's a very empowering journey. Number 8 is a cosmic soul retrieval, actually also for physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or soul loss. It could be a sudden shock or a separation as a child. Could be maybe loss that your birth mother experienced while you were in the womb. It could be any type of a premature death, divorce, accident, injury, anything that made your soul parts, that the vital creative sparks of you sort of split off and fall away. And so we're calling all of those parts of you back, your innocence, your ability to trust yourself, your body, others, the world, God, Goddess, to become your own inner shaman. And this is an interdimensional soul journey. Number 9 is an etheric acupuncture session, which is one of my favorite healing remedies, because it's just like physical acupuncture, except it's done etherically. So no harm can be done. The needleless microscopic needles are dipped in holy herbal sort of plants and flowers, and also holy waters, blessed waters, and whatever type of vibrational remedy you need. A lot of them, these needles also are dipped in different forms of sort of plant medicine as well. So these will actually open up any trapped, frozen energy, any heavy blocks that feel very stuck, where there is just trapped, toxic, stuck energy inside. It also is a rebalancer. It will align all of your chakras, your energy centers. It will open up your field to remove any sludge, on the outside of you, around you, in your field, and also any internal foreign entities or energies that you've aligned with. And this resets your brain, spine, and nervous system. So this is a cosmic soul treatment or spirit surgery. And the last but not least is the Lemurian laser light surgery for etheric cord removal. We want to keep the good, positive, loving cords, right? But we really want to disentangle and unravel all of the sort of difficult cords from difficult relationships that still vibrate within us, that won't allow us to attract a healthy, more loving, supportive relationship with ourselves and with each other. This is also Lemurian laser light surgeons you met before in the soul journey, and they will also free you from any earth entrapments from 3D density, any imprints that you've picked up along the way, and also ancient ancestral attachment trauma. So those are the 10, and like you can see, this one is 142 minutes long. So some are even longer than 2 hours, so please listen in sections. You don't have to. There are no hard, firm rules. Listen as guided, as whatever, listen and honor the wisdom of your body. Whatever feels good, feels light, feels right, just do that. So you can listen in sections and segments, or you could listen all at once and play them on a loop while, program each recording on a loop while you're sleeping. And so you can watch the video, but if you want to just lie down and rest, it's a good idea because it really helps to allow you to process, all of the changes that are upon us. So when you lie down and your body is resting and comfortable. That's Package A. Package B is a private, one-on-one, customized, etheric acupuncture session, energy medicine session. Again, we're using divine feminine frequencies, infrared color therapies, Syrian blue and ultraviolet light technologies to heal your wounds, right? With these heat remedies, sometimes we want to invite in a cooler type of frequency, like a platinum energy, which will kind of cool and calm you down. But whatever it is, if you're feeling like weak or depleted or cold in your bones, we might apply some infrared, like warming, sort of earthy, fertile terahertz energy. So whatever it is that you need, whatever feels blocked, we will unlock it, unblock it, and just release it for you, because many times we have these blind spots and we can't really find our way back to the light. And we just keep experiencing these dark nights of the soul over and over, So I want you to feel like you're not alone, you're not hopeless, you're not helpless. There is a light at the end of this tunnel. It's not always going to be this way. So we'll sit together. I'll sit with you. I'll hold you energetically. We'll meet on Zoom. And you'll just have a way, a means to feel that support, that comfort, that guidance that sometimes we don't receive from the world around us. It's really nice to just be heard and listened to and honored exactly as we are, right? So exactly how we're feeling without being judged or told how to feel differently. So that's the space of neutrality and non-judgment that I hold for you. At the same time, I'll help to rewire and restore and reset your nervous system, right, to a higher vibrational frequency, so you don't have to get caught up or swept away in that fight, flight, fear, freeze, and fawn energy, which actually is the most troublesome energy because that can really immobilize you. We don't want you to collapse and feel immobilized. I want you to feel vibrant and present no matter what's happening around us. And so that's package B. You'll experience etheric acupuncture. And then package C is basically the 5-week soul retrieval practitioner program where you can really receive all of the tools and the exercises and the energy processes to become your own inner shaman in this self-healing program. And this is about receiving all of the types of shamanic energy healing sessions that we were talking about that you experienced earlier on. And this is an interdimensional soul retrieval training program. So it's not like it's only sort of retrieving or allowing you to reclaim what you might have given away, lost, or was taken away in this lifetime, but in all the timelines, lifetimes, and in all the planets, galaxies, and realities that you ever had a body, we're including every simultaneous reality, an alternate universe that parts of your soul, your multidimensional soul, is still caught up in and is still recreating. And very, very important. So it's a step-by-step, accelerated, light soul recovery program. And we know that many of us, the more tired and exhausted we feel, that means the older our soul probably is. We've been through a lot, right? So I want to help you to feel younger and freer and just more vital and just get your energy back. So this package C will really help you to kind of reclaim courage, clarity, confidence, really at the same time heal your relationship with the earth, with your angels, with your allies, really reconnect with your power protector, and really reclaim and retrieve those long forgotten, lost pieces of you, your power pieces. And these pieces contain your personal powers to help you create safer boundaries, strong and healthy boundaries in all types of relationships that you find yourself in, whether it's with your friends, family, or coworkers, right? So basically each week you listen to it at your own pace, at home, right, and whenever you have free time. And each class is about 2 hours long. You'll have all the PDFs, the instructions, the downloads, the meditations, the galactivations, and all of the soul healing transmissions to prepare to become your own sort of inner doctor, inner shaman. You'll also kind of journey with me in each class as well, besides clearing the ancestral fear that you might have taken on or inherited. You'll also kind of reconnect to the core of the earth to clear and cleanse vows and contracts of earth poverty or soul survival, scarcity. You'll also meet the shamans from the stars, the galactic kachinas, which are the interdimensional messengers. And they travel from your star records, your Akashic records, to your inner earth Agarthan records. So there are libraries underground that the medicine Buddhas and Bodhisattvas and the guides and the guardians from Telos, from Agartha, from Shambhala, they also protect and safeguard. So there are so many recorded versions of us. We want to make sure that you have messengers that give you that clear guidance that will help you to open, access, read, review, and rewrite your own soul records from your those emerald tablets, right? So we have a lot going on here. It'll also heal lifetimes from other worlds where you experienced plagues, poverty, famines, pestilence, and epidemics, right? Or any type of sudden earth disaster, or maybe you lived on a star that exploded suddenly. It really frees you from all of those difficult memories that, until we are brave enough to face them, continue affecting us and influencing us in not such good ways. Class 3, you have Chief White Eagle, Buffalo Heart, and White Buffalo Calf Woman to empower you and to free you from the soul cords, the hooks, and the vows, and also your ancestral influences from disembodied souls and hungry ghosts. Also in Class 4, let's see, you're going to recover in this 2-hour journey from intergalactic soul fracturing. And this raises and refines, revivifies your soul vibration, your soul essence, and your true nature. So any blocks to that will be unlocked and unpacked. So basically, Class 5 is about unlocking cosmic and earth chakra blocks. You also learn a lot about the galactic chakras, the angelic chakras, the interdimensional chakras from the higher dimensions, and learn how to remove any negative energies or interference energies as well that might still be stuck or trapped or lodged in your auric bodies or in your field, in your biofield, your energy field. And this is about learning how to ground here, be here, receiving the assistance and guidance from, the sprites, the fays, the devas, the animals, and the plant helpers, as well as all the divine feminine medicine doctors, physicians, healers, and magicians that are always around us, no matter what. And so after you take the 5 classes, you'll be able to practice this on yourself and others. After the 10 hours of live recordings that will be available to you, you'll also receive 33 printable PDF instruction manuals. So you'll be able to perform this intergalactic healing, this interdimensional soul retrieval on yourself and others. You'll be able to learn how to really sit longer, to meditate, to become still, to become empty, to reflect and contemplate the next steps of your journey, what you're here to do or to be or to experience in a more consciously focused, directive way. So this is about integration, soul-body integration, and assimilation. And this is getting used to and adjusting to the higher light frequencies through prayers, through mantras, through vibrational solfeggio sound frequencies. And this will lead you to a greater sense of peace and presence on your own healing journey. Help you to get out of the fear, the pandemic fear, the stress of all forms of mental, emotional illness. And That is everything. So when you purchase package A and B, you'll receive. So when you purchase package C, you'll receive everything in package A and package B. So that is my recommendation, because then you'll have everything you need, all the tools in your own medicine kit to take you wherever you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much, Vandana.
Sure.
For offering this really exciting and also complete Divine Feminine Medicine kit that can really help our audience through this journey, and also connect to their own healing abilities and healing powers. And we talked about that earlier, that we are waking up to that, and we are becoming more and more aware of our own abilities. And
Yes.
also about the support that is always available for us from our guides and Galactic Healing Team. So thank you so much for offering the programs and also being available through the session and bringing this really needed support. So thank you so much, Vandana.
Of course, it's my pleasure.
Wonderful. And so everyone, I really love the work and energy that Vandana is sharing with the world, and I feel so honored to be able to share her work with you. So I really recommend taking advantage of one of her packages. And again, you can find them on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, VANDANA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the webcast page or on the replay page. Beautiful.
I think we forgot to mention, Moncef, that we're going to include a free complimentary medicine song from one of the grandmother elders. I'm not sure which tribe she's from. I believe she's from the Amazon, but it's called an Ikado. So when you participate in a plant medicine ceremony or ritual, then they usually sing together in a equal circle. People sing and they bring in the spirits, helpful spirits, and so I included that in package A for everyone. So. This really takes me to another dimension when I listen to it. It's very heart-centered. It's also very grounding, and it's very illuminating at the same time. But it contains medicine in the music and the sounds, in the words. It is in, I believe it's in Spanish. And you don't have to understand, Spanish to really receive the medicine and the light codes in the song. So, you can take a drum or a rattle, and it's really helpful to drum and to rattle and to work with vibrational sound healing instruments, because we're a divine instrument ourselves, and so we want to always fine-tune our own divine instrument, our own voices. And so sounds are always very, very helpful. Any type of chants or sounds that you can make, or toning, or, anything to move the excessive energy that tends to weigh us down and make everything feel very, very heavy. So I think it's a good idea to work with that when you're listening to the recordings, especially.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Vandana, for adding it. And everyone, you will find it also in when you purchase package A or also the others. So it will be also added to your package. So thank you so much. And Vandana, can we add a few more minutes?
Yes.
Take one question? Okay.
Yes,
So
of course.
we have Tina. Hello, Moncef and Vandana. I could feel the energy all through my body. My body has been doing amazing. I just started my 57 journey around the sun and just started working as a package delivery driver for the company with big brown trucks. This time of year and pandemic makes for very long hours. I am very grateful and proud of how well my body is doing. For many years, I had many health issues that I no longer have, but I couldn't work for many years. Wondering if Vandana has any suggestions on who to call in at night while I am sleeping to help my body with all the new parts and muscles that haven't been used like this for many years. Today I lifted a very heavy box and can feel it in my back. Love any advice or healing.
Yeah. So whatever type of physical doctor or treatment specialist you would go to for body work, so the etheric Arcturian acupuncturists also have a team, a divine healing intervention team of acupressurists. So acupressure is like a deep form of body work, right, that releases a lot of tension, but also can I'm also getting there are a group of I call them the cosmic chiropractors, and they perform these energetic adjustments, but they mostly work along the spine, the Inga Pinglia Shushuma channels, the meridians and nadis. I'm getting that it would be best to call in both. So the acupressurist, so sort of the muscle relaxers, it has to do with that. It feels like there's a lot of knots, a lot of tension. It's very, very deep. It goes back many lifetimes and many moons ago. But I would call this group in, but also the chiropractor, the divine feminine chiropractors, they don't you know how a 3D chiropractic care can really hurt. It can really be invasive and aggressive. I mean, it cracks your bones. I mean, it's just really kind of, if you have a sensitive skeletal system or nervous system, it really feels intrusive, right? I mean, that's my experience. I mean, you might feel better temporarily after physical acupuncture, but when you call in the 5D chiropractors, they work in a more gentle way to align your spine. So align your mind and your spine and your gut and bring you all the way back into your body. Strengthen your bodies. Also the lower bodies I'm getting for her. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. Oh, Tina, yes, I remember.
Tina,
so
yeah.
Tina, I'm getting the lower bodies, also the reproductive organs. Okay, so womb, uterus, the rebirthing centers in the womb chakra and the sacral chakra. I'm thinking this will also help with soul retrieval, with, any type of, how can I say this, a disempowering intimate relationship that you had a long time ago. It still feels like the parts of this person are still almost there, still within this area. Okay, so what I would suggest is to get definitely, I would say all three packages, but for sure package B, and the soul retrieval would be really, really nice for you. But, when in doubt, also just call in the galactic grandmothers, the star grandmothers. They're really cool. And, they have the elder, the crone, very mature, kind, and kind of like that grandmother, warm, fuzzy, nurturing energy. Like they just want to spoil you. That's what I get from them. So if you didn't have that kind of warm, fuzzy grandmother, I actually did not. I just play with them, and I ask them to just like protect me and to watch over me and to back and bless me. So definitely I'm feeling like there's some clearing that can be helpful, that's behind that. So you could put everything behind you. And that's why there is still some spinal misalignment issues. Also, Kundalini, we can work a little bit in a session on kind of uncoiling that trapped Kundalini sort of sexual creative energy, but in a very healthy, loving, respectful way.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Vandana. Very grateful to you.
You're welcome.
And
good luck,
Tina.
I hope to hear from you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tina, for your question. And so Vandana, thank you so much for the time you spent with us and the energy you brought. That was really, really, really powerful and very profound experience we had with you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Moncef. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm getting ready to get to bed soon myself, but I know I'll be calling in the Divine Feminine Medicine physicians and asking them to work on me before I go to bed and to watch over me and keep me safe and also allow me to dream well, right? So I could wake up feeling refreshed and aligned and really happy to be on this planet. So I wish you all the same and many blessings to you. Thank you so much. All right. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. And so thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for sharing with us your presence and beautiful energies. And again, highly recommend taking advantage of one of the packages that Vandana put together for us. And you can find them on the page yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, yourdivineuniqueness.com/Vandana, VANDANA. Or you can click on the special offer button, which is on the webcast page or on the replay page. And with that, everyone, I'm sending you so much love, and we'll see you on the next call. Bye-bye, everyone.